It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Tuesday Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast on this, the 11th day of June 2024, coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia, Central Virginia area, right outside of Lynchburg. Not any major news stories this morning, but there are a few stories. What I made the lead story today out of a lack of any major story was an update to the tales of the South Pacific. Also, this morning, we're going to chat about Norwegian to focus on more open jaw cruises. Chillie expands. Carnival incident updates. And the NCL, or that's Norwegian Cruise Line, ends vaccination requirements for new hires. I have some thoughts about that. That and a lot more here at 11 o'clock this morning. Today, folks, is National Corn on the Cob Day. Now, unfortunately, here in Virginia, it's too early to get corn on the cob, unless you buy it that's, trucked in from Florida, and you can't get any good corn yet. But I like corn on the cob, so I probably would go along with even the crappy stuff that's going to be a lot better here in another month or so. I do like corn on the cob. Thankfully, with all the teeth problems I have, I can still eat corn on the cob. All right, so yesterday was, by the way, if you're listening by the podcast, well, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the fat guy. For now, we do this show Monday through Friday, unless anything major happens on the weekends, at 11 o'clock. When I'm traveling or on a cruise, I'm going to do the show at 8 o'clock. Unless I'm like in Europe next year, and I'm not sure when I'm going to do the show. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yesterday was a really, not only an interesting, but a good day for me. First of all, we had a problem. We developed a leak and a flood in the kitchen underneath the sink. So Amanda put a call into the plumber. He said he'd be here as quick as he could, but it was probably going to be about 2 o'clock. Well, my brother-in-law had an appointment to take his motorhome in to get inspected at 2 o'clock. Amanda, of course, was out doing her pet sitting thing. So I went in, I grabbed my computer and my phone and went out in the living room to sit with my sister and wait for the plumbers to come, first and foremost. And then, since nobody else was in the house, to make sure my sister, if she woke up and startled with plumbers walking in, would know what's going on. I thought that was a good thing to do. Well, in the meantime, I got so busy between the phone and everything. Of course, I'm just sitting there watching her sleep. Of course, the plumbers came, fixed everything. They were in and out 5 or 6 times. In the meantime, I'm on the phone. I ended up booking 2 Bliss Transatlantics. I booked 2 cabins on the cruise ship Dr. Cruise. I booked 1 Holland America Alaska cruise. And I've got 1 package deal that I'm still working on that I'll call the lady this afternoon that's going on the Bliss and wanted me to do everything. Air, transfers, hotel, everything. To get her from Wilmington, North Carolina, to Southampton and back to Wilmington, North Carolina. I found out a couple of things I didn't know. Man, there's really good rates from Wilmington. I was surprised. I was expecting flights from Wilmington to be like flights from Lynchburg. You can't afford to fly out of Lynchburg because it's twice the price. These, it would have been about $100 cheaper if she drove up to Raleigh, but then she's got to park, and so that kills the savings. Within $100, and she's right in her backyard. Yeah, I'm going to recommend that she go that way. Got a great deal on a hotel in Southampton. Oh, it was really nice. Anyway, so I had a good day, business wise, a good day, learning wise. I mean, everybody knows I'm not a professional, uh, travel agent. I'm learning, and I'll stumble around a little bit, but I'll tend to get the job done. So, but yeah, it was nice to have another really good day while I was sitting there, sitting with my sister. It didn't, she slept through the whole thing, but that's okay. All right, before we get started today, Bethany Bartley, I believe this is her. I didn't go back and check and see if she posted anything after I grabbed this morning, but I believe this was her last day in Bordeaux. It was kind of crappy and misty rain early this morning, but it started clearing a little bit, as you can see there. She's on the Azamara Quest, and she was getting ready to get off the ship. She said it was the one problem with booking at the last minute is like the really good excursions, or most of them are filled up. So, but she was going to get off the ship and go exploring on her own, which she does, quite often. Because Bethany's a seasoned traveler and she's going to make the most out of it, I promise you. But anyway, she's still in Bordeaux. I can't remember if anybody else is traveling right now or not. I don't think so. Mike made an interesting comment this morning asking if anybody had heard from Dennis. And Hot Air Tom says that if Chillie starts mispronouncing names, Dennis will show up. Yeah, no, I've gotten in the habit now. I might not be totally correct, but I'm a lot closer than I used to be. And I'm not going to go back just no. But so any of the rest of I stuck a message in there to Mike. I've done everything I know to try to get a message through to Dennis. I never had any direct contact information. I never had a phone number. I never had a direct email address. I had what I thought was his YouTube channel. I'm not 100% sure of that. But that's not for, it's, you can't do messages unless you got a post. So I've never figured out how to get message to him. I don't know if he's still in Greece, if he's come back to the States. I don't know. If anybody knows, let us know. That would be cool. All right, so I'll be back with, a little bit of news and a couple other things after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. All right, guys, we'll start off today's show. Holland America, a leader in destination-based longer voyages, has updated this fall's legendary voyage, Tales of the South Pacific, to now include a call in Bora Bora in the French Polynesia. Zaandam will become one of an exclusive group of ships to call at the island, providing guests an exciting addition to an already awesome vacation. Departing September 25th from Vancouver, or September 30th round trip from San Diego, the 51-day or 56-day voyage aboard Zaandam visits 5 ports in Hawaii, 4 ports in Fiji, 7 addition calls in French Polynesia, and calls at Kiribati, American Samoa, Tonga, and the Cook Islands. just for you know what, and giggles, a word that I can't say on the air, and giggles. I looked it up this morning to see what it would cost me to go on that 56th dayer. I was surprised. It's not bad. It's 70% solo supplement, so you know it's not quite 100. It's not great, but it's like 10 grand. 10 grand for a 56-day cruise. Wow. Now that's not adding my extras like my Wi-Fi and drinks package. I don't know. I'm sure they give you some kind of deal if you book those. I was surprised. I was expecting a bigger number. So if any of you are interested, I mean that's solo too. So yeah, call me. I'll book it for you. Might figure out a way to go too. Wouldn't that be a trip? Hey, cruisers, help me welcome the MSC Grandiosa to the U.S. on a cruise, 8 days, 7 nights, departing from Port Canaveral on February 14th, 2026. This will be the first cruise in the U.S. for the MSC Grandiosa. Inside cabin start at 629, solos from 909, with stops in Nassau, Ocean Key, and Puerto Plata. Come learn and enjoy about the MSC Grandiosa on the latest Cruise with Chillie, February 14th, 2026. As part of its effort to reduce emission, Norwegian Cruise Line is operating itineraries for its trio of brands, Norwegian, Regent Seven Seas, and Oceania. Among other initiatives, the company focuses on adding more open jaw cruises to its portfolio, where the ship embarks from a different port than where it disembarks. The one-way itineraries reduce emissions and increase guest satisfaction as they result in more time in port, or so says Norwegian. By the way, hot air time, you might answer this one. Is our Boston to Quebec City, and we're turning around and coming back from Quebec City to Boston. Is that considered an open jaw? I don't know. I wasn't really familiar with the term open jaw until this story broke about Norwegian wanting to open jaw it more. Anyway, if you know the answer to that, stick it in there, out here. Ending less than 2 years of construction, TUI Cruises has officially expanded its fleet with the addition of Mein Schiff 7. The vessel was officially handed over in a ceremony at Meyer Turku shipyard in Finland yesterday. Mein Schiff 7, which will be based in Kiel, Germany, is set to depart on her christening voyage tomorrow. I've been able to uncover the outcome of a couple incidents on board Carnival ships. Did you see the guy here recently that posted videos about smoking from his balcony on a Carnival ship? He even claimed to have tipped his room steward $50 to bring him an ashtray. Well, that guy has been banned for life. And also, do you remember the lady that messed around with the bottled water from the refrigerator and tampered with it and opened it, poured the bottled water into her container, and then refilled the bottle with tap water and tried to recork it? Well, she's banned for life too. Good riddance to both of them. And I did notice, speaking of fire, Hot Air posted that MSC Armonia had a laundry room fire yesterday as she was docking in Venice. That's Venice. Yes, I did hear that. Um, but I didn't have enough information to turn it into a story. So will you make this a story? Yeah, there was a fire on the MSC Armonia. Don't know how bad it was. I don't think it was anything major. The other thing is I see Pittsburgh Jason in the house, and he posted that the Legend has lost power for the day. Carnival Legend. That's one I hadn't heard this morning. I'll have to look into that one, Jason. Thank you for the update, my friend. Norwegian Cruise Line is ending the vaccination requirements for new hires. It started last week. Norwegian Cruise Line is canceling the requirement for mandatory COVID-19 vaccination for all newly hired and returning crew members. The news was announced by the global recruiting agency Kuzan, which partners with all of the major cruise line, including the 3 Norwegian brands. Hey, cruisers, let's go to Southampton. That's right, transatlantic on the NCL Bliss, sailing January 4th for 13 nights. And this is a bargain. It starts at $927.48 per person for double occupancy and 0 single supplement for solos. $927.48 for the solo startup. The solos go up about $150 to ocean views and another $100 to balconies, and that includes its taxes and port charges. These are terrific prices, folks, especially for the solos. The ship stops in Ponta Delgado, Lisbon, Vigo, and Le Havre on its way to Southampton. A terrific transatlantic on the NCL Bliss, sailing from Miami on January 4th. Call me, 434-258-9264. Let's go to England. I'm really excited about the Bliss now. I mean, Hot Air Tom and I were already booked on it. So this doesn't do us anything. But for solos, man, this is terrific. I do not recall Norwegian offering a 0 single supplement anytime. Yeah, I've caught a couple that were 50%. I think there was one that was 40%, but not many. That's why I fuss at them all the time about their prices. All right, that wraps up the news portion of today's show. Let's go see who's fussing at me in the chat room. By the way, folks, smash that thumbs up button. I appreciate that. If you have not subscribed, please take this as my invitation to join us. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when I go live or when a new video is posted. And you can join this a band of crazy people that like to get on boats. That's what we all are. All right, there's Mike. He was asking about Dennis. Hot Air Tom's saying that if I mispronounce about 100 words, Dennis will show up. Did you take notice of the latest Carnival cruiser to be banned for refilling the minibar water bottle? Yeah, that was actually a couple months ago, Hot Air Tom. But I did get the information that she is now banned. Gary Older in the Dirt's with us. Hi, Gary. My last cruise to Europe, I noticed on one of the final days that the water bottle was half full and we had not drank any. Steward missing it on turnover day from the prior cruise. Well, that can happen. Todd's with us. Good morning, Todd. Hot Air says, I love the open jaw cruises that Chillie will be discussing, but last night in checking the Latitudes Rewards cruises bonus points, there was a cruise for 1 day out of Australia. Yeah, I saw that. Oh, you sent it to me. A 1 day cruise out of, where was that? Out of Adelaide or one of the minor ports. I mean, I guess they had the boat sitting there and was dead in the water. So let's see if people want to jump on it for a day. I don't know. That would surprise me. Gretchen's with us. Might have to exit abruptly, expecting a call. Well, that's okay. We'll let that happen. Tom says that was a waste of time. Yes. Gary had corn on the cob last night. It was delish. I'm glad you got, well, you're in Florida. You can get some fresh corn now. Yeah. See, what they do for me is they pick the stuff about a week before it's ready, stick it in a truck and gas it, and it comes out of the truck here supposedly fresh. They do the same thing with tomatoes to ripen them. They're awful. Amanda brought home a fresh tomato the other day from one of her clients. That was nice to have a fresh tomato. No, it's my sister in New Hampshire, but she's usually prompt. Maybe she meant tomorrow. That's great. Hot Air says, Gretchen, what is your number? I can call you in case you want out of the show. Yeah, he'll let you get out, Gretchen. There's no problem. Tom, when's your next cruise? Seemed like you've been shoreside too long. Yeah, he goes before I do, I think. Yeah. And I don't go till August. Well, I go with Gretchen in August and Gary. We're going to Alaska. There's Kenneth. Good morning, Kenneth. Up in Pennsylvania. Gary, older than dirt. We go to Lancaster, Pennsylvania next week, so we will get some good local roast sweet corn and other good Pennsylvania Dutch treats. I don't know if they're going to have corn yet, Hot Air. It's too early for corn grown in Pennsylvania. I mean, it's the corn here's not even where it's earing. Hey, come on, tongue. Pittsburgh Jason says it's good to see you doing well. I'm not doing bad, Jason. I still got a couple more doctor things to do. I don't like they're giving me some new treatments for the breathing. As you can probably tell, I'm a little hoarse. That's from the stupid treatments. It makes me cough. Now, thankfully, I haven't coughed when I'm talking today. But yeah, and I still can't breathe for crap. So, and if I have to go over 6 or 8 steps anymore, it's in the chair. Like I can no longer walk out to the pool. Last year, I could go through the house, get to the back porch, and I'd sit down until I got my breath back, and then want to walk across the backyard to the pool. Yeah, that's dead. I got to walk to the garage, which I can just barely get there, get in my chair, get the garage door open, ride the chair around to the pool. My chair doesn't, this house is not accessible for my chair. It's too big. The house is too old. So, not bad, 949 for a balcony. Can I call you back? Oh, sure you can. Jason, anytime. That's what I'm doing now to make, I make no money from the channel. I make no bones about it. And, I'm lucky if my income from the channel is $100 a month. So that doesn't take me on many cruises. So yeah, I started booking stuff, and thanks to Nate let me do this and has brought me into it where I didn't have to spend months studying stuff. He's brought me in a little bit at a time, and then he turned over that Alaska travel program for booking cruises for Alaska residents to Alaska. It's a special program they have up there for residences, and I did so well with that the first couple of days. He just turned it over to me. I'm in the 80s now of cruises I booked to Alaska. I was one I booked yesterday. So yeah, I'm starting to make a little bit of money now. Not enough to, not enough to keep me going the way I want to go, but I'm building a business. What the hell? So I'm just old to be building stuff. But anyway, thank you, Jason. I'd love for you to book one. That'd be great. Hey, Chillie, when you book cruises for people, can you get them better prices since you are a travel agent now? Depends. Uh, uh, you know, um, the solo prices on um, the Norwegian transatlantics on the Bliss over and back. I didn't do that. That Norwegian does that. So not really. I mean, I can get whatever prices are available. And no, I don't mark them up like some people do. Some people take whatever the cruise say and mark it up 25 or $50 or whatever. I don't do that. I make a commission, and it can be anywhere from 8 to 15% depending on what it is. But that doesn't cost you anything. That's not an added on thing. That's comes off the cruise line. But no, as far as getting special pricing, not not really. I pull up direct things on to book a cruise that everybody in the world pulls up the same thing. So you don't get a special price. Now, sometimes depending on the groups, you can put a group together and the group package gives you special pricing. But many of the cruise lines don't even give you special pricing on that anymore. So, I mean, I've said all along, and this is the way I try to do this. The most important thing about a travel agent is to have you've got somebody to help you if things go wrong. And that's what, you know, I emphasize. I'm going to be there or Nate's going to be there if something happens and we can, help get you through it. As far as booking, we're going to do the same as anybody else on pricing. I wish I could say, yeah, man, I can get you better deals. Yeah, no, that's crap. And anybody that says that is lying to you. That's just not the way the cruise industry works. If I can get a special, everybody has a special. It's just how they decide to promote it and if they do anything with it as far as adding on to it. Yeah, that was Harmonia and Legend. I mentioned that. How did you get the name Hot Air Tom? I can tell you that, Jason. It came from me back. Wow, it's been a couple years ago now. Hot Air Tom did a live stream on this show from a hot air balloon. I don't know. It was up in Minnesota or Ohio, or I don't even remember where he was doing it, but he did it from the balloon. And then, I don't know, about 6 months later, he did one of those things where they pull you in a boat on the parachute. Yeah, he did a live stream from there, and we just started calling him Hot Air Tom. That's where I came from. What is open jaw? Okay, open jaw is where you sail from one port to another port. Technically, the transatlantic is an open jaw. It's going from Miami to Southampton. And then, I'm not answering the phone, people. And then it goes from Southampton back to Miami. So it's not a direct round trip. The 14 days that we're doing the gym from Boston to Quebec is 7 and 7. Those are they would be open jaw cruises or a 14-day round trip cruise, however you want to look at it. Although it's really not a round trip because you got to get off the boat in Quebec and get back on the boat. So, I mean, those are customs things. I thought the open jaw was for longer cruises too, since ours is 7 days. I'm not sure. Well, they were saying that they want to do more longer cruises as well, but I take it that it's just from the fact that they sail from two different ports. And like Holland America does, they do a lot of open jaw cruises, or like Panama Canal cruises. Most of those are open jaw. South America cruises. Many of those go from one port to a different port. Some of them are longer, some of them are not. Yeah, banned for life. They were, both of them, one for smoking and one for tampering with water bottles. And the smoking one was so stupid. Who is going to get on social media and show that you're smoking on a balcony on a cruise ship and then claim, man, if the room attendant took $50 to bring that guy an ashtray, that room attendant's going to get fired. you know, if you guys are smokers out there, I'm not. I'm a non-smoker after 56 years of smoking. But this isn't because they want you not to smoke. It's for safety reasons. Because fire on ships is dangerous. That's why they have specific places where you can smoke. I'm thinking that they're going to completely do away with smoking in the casinos. Number one, it's so stinky, but it's also dangerous. Anyway, that's my thought. Jason says, wow, 6.26 subscribers. Yeah, we've been on a nice steady increase here lately. TJ McLaughlin, hello. My first live viewing. Well, welcome aboard. Is there an invitation process? TJ in Toledo. I don't think we have anybody in Toledo in the family. Well, welcome aboard. And yeah, all you do is hit that little subscribe button, wherever it is. It's somewhere in the ever inner workings of down below. So I don't know. There's a subscribe button someplace. And then the bell notification. Yeah. Then you'll know when we go live. We do this 5 days a week at 11 o'clock. Oh, I said that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. If anybody was paying attention to me. I'm going to do different hours when I'm traveling on the road, or on a cruise. Most of you know I drive to most of my cruises. Although I'm flying to a couple here in the not too distant future. Thank you, Jason. Jason says TJ is a $10 initiation fee as super chat. Yeah, I would love that, but no, that's not a requirement. Although, thank you, Jason. He says he'll call us in. That's great. Love that. YouTube said I had to pay $1 to subscribe. What? No, there's a dollar thing on some of the videos that you can do it, and I don't think anybody's ever done it, but it's yeah, one of those fundraising things on the channel. I don't think I've ever had a dollar done that way. Every now and then I get a a super chat, whatever you call those things. And no, I don't beg for them all the time like some people do. I appreciate it anytime I get one. Don't get me wrong. Next cruise is with Chillie in September. Okay, it's going to be a long summer. Yes, it is. And that's what I tell my family. Man, when I start in September, well, actually, when I start in August, when I go to Alaska, and then I'm nonstop from August until May. Yeah, this is going to be the busiest period of traveling for me ever, and that's great. Uh, you can do it. Just keep trying. Yeah, I'm going after it. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Jason. Breeze just started a new route from Norfolk to San Juan. You know how to get to Norfolk? Yes, he does. There's Bob. Good morning, Bob. Steve's with us out in Louisville. Hi, Steve. The balloon was in Wisconsin. Yeah, that's right. What did I say? Minnesota. Well, that's close. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, underneath them. Yeah. Speaking of Minnesota, amigo John is going to go over and see the boys and come back to Southampton for the February 2nd return of the Bliss. So he's going to be joining us in Southampton. And I'm really excited now this afternoon of putting this deal together with hotels and everything. That'll be the first time I've done a total package. So that'll be some good experience for me. I've gotten all the prices together. So, all right, guys. Hot Air Tom says, cool. I get to meet John. Yes, you do. Cool. I get to meet John too. We've tried numerous times to get together and it's never worked out. So, in all the years I did the show with him, I've never met the man. I've never met Pete either. So, yeah, one of these days I'll get together with everybody. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for being with me. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. Hopefully, one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. You guys have a great day. I'll see you back here 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. See ya.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chilliescruises.